Now, sometimes the person who's calling you is a person, it's a Japanese person, who lived abroad for a while. They lived in England or America or whatever. So they speak English, and they have a little accent, like an American accent, and, they'll ask you questions. Usually they're your age, depending on how old you are, or they're younger than you. So some 24-year-old girl is asking you about why you want to teach in Japan. Now, you know that this 24-year-old girl goes out and parties. Well, maybe you don't know, but I'm just giving you a little tip, a little hint. They do. So last night she was out drinking and partying, and now today she's interviewing you. She got to interview like 10 people today. She doesn't like interviewing because she wants to go back and party. I kid you not. This is one type of person that has this job. They don't have degrees. They just kind of speak English so they get the job. And, usually the turnover rate for this type of job that they have is like 1 to 2, 3 years. So she's probably only been at this company for a year. Or maybe they just hired her just for the interviewing process. So you don't need to be nervous about her. She should be nervous about you. So don't be worried about her. She's just doing her 9 to 5 job, and then she's going to go off. But she does decide if you can get hired or not. Second person, it will be a Japanese person who doesn't speak so much English. Now, this Japanese person who is talking to you did go to school for English, did live abroad for a while, and has been with the company about 3 to 5 years, or at least been in the teaching, well, the other end of teaching. Actually, all right, we'll just cut. So they're going to talk to you. Now, their English might be difficult to understand. And they'll say something like, and you just got to, figure out what they're saying, because that's how they talk. And they'll jump into Japanese. Can you speak Japanese? And they'll be like, namae wa? Now, the questions they love to ask, I think it's a funny joke. They'll ask you what your name is. How long have you been living in your house? How old are you? Like real simple questions. Don't get caught up on trying to out-Japanese them. Like I was in an interview once, and the guy was like, do you speak Japanese? And the applicant was like, hoi. And then for like 10 minutes, he starts talking in Japanese. For 10 minutes. The question was, can you speak Japanese? That's a yes or no question. Dude's talking for 10. He was talking about, well, I speak Japanese, but I didn't take the test because, I don't believe in the test. But if I took the test, I probably 10 minutes. And that wasn't the answer the question. So they'll know if you can speak Japanese or not by the way you answer the question. So what is your name? You can be like, my name is, you could just say your name. And really, they're not testing you to see if you speak Japanese. They're testing you to see if you understand or if you're able to. How do you function? Because as you know, you'll be teaching in a Japanese school. As you know, everybody will be speaking Japanese. Maybe you don't know. There'll be some people who speak English. But as you know, you are in Japan. So, it'd be kind of odd if you are on an interview and you're all like getting worried and nervous and flustered. It's just a test to test how you are. Now, let me just deviate for a little second. Japanese. Speaking Japanese. Do you need to know it? I talked about this before. No. Does it help? Yes. Should you study? Yes. Do you have to study? No. Should you study? Yes. See, I'm really divided here because, I went to school for communication. And in communication, like for example, right? Let's say you're lost, right? You're lost. And all you have is a map, a toothpick, and a piece of gum. Now, if MacGyver was here, he would make a bomb, blow something up. And then when all the smoke cleared, he can see beyond the building he blew up. Like oh, there it is over there. But you're not MacGyver. And if you don't know who MacGyver is, Google that man. He's my hero. But if you got a map, a toothpick, and a piece of gum, put the gum in your mouth. Alright, so now your breath is fresh. Alright, now take the toothpick and pick at your finger. Boom, boom. A little pain will come there. Don't poke, don't stab, just boom. That's to let you know that you are real. You are a human and you're alive and you're in Japan. That's a reality check. Alright, so now you got your piece of paper, the map, and there's all these people walking past you. You know, you are in a country with like a lot of people. So what you do now is you take your map and the next person who comes, you just, like you literally jump. And then you say, you point to that map. Just point and you look at them. Point, look. Now, I tried this method. This is actually my method. It's called the rhyming lost direction finder method. I just made that up. But, you know, I do that and, you know, the person will look at it and say, and they'll give you, you know, they might ask, every now and then they'll be like, oh, you're lost. Let me help you. You know, they'll be speaking some British English or something. But usually, you know, they'll just be like, you know, they'll point down and point that way and they'll be talking. But usually, you can find where you're going because you got that far. And all you need is just a little pointer because maybe it's underground, B1. Or maybe it's on the top floor of a building. So you're focused on looking at this way when you had to look up like this. You know? So, yeah. Alright, so I think that's about it. What did we talk about? We talked about the resume, interviews, and a little bit of Japan. And then the next one, we're going to talk about that's a phone interview. All right, so in the next one, we're going to talk about going to the interview. Okay? I used to think I had to be like everybody else before me. But now I see and I disagree. My life has endless possibilities. We love you, Tokyo, Japan. Tokidoki.